Hello, everyone. This is Christian Frades here, and 3 days from now will be M. Night Shyamalan's birthday. He is one of my favorite screenwriters and film directors, and this time I'm going to read quotes of screenplays that he done, but in his own voice, starting with Wide Awake, which he made in 1995 but didn't get released until 1998. Before this year, bullies were just bullies for no reason. Weirdos were just weird, and daredevils weren't afraid of anything. Before this year, people I loved lived forever. I spent this year looking for something and wound up seeing everything around me. It's like I was asleep before and finally woke up. You know what? I'm wide awake now. 1 year later, M. Night Shyamalan did this. The Sixth Sense. I own the collector's set right here. And the film got nominated for 6 Academy Awards and won none. And it's basically about this kid named Cole Sear who has a sixth sense of seeing dead people and relies on his psychologist, Malcolm Crowe, about his secrets. I'm ready to read. I'm ready to tell you my secret now. Okay? I see dead people. In your dreams, while you're awake. Dead people like in graves, in coffins, walking around like regular people. They don't see each other. They only see what they want to see. They don't know they're dead. How often do you see them? All the time. Then for Shyamalan's next project, he did this, Unbreakable, his true magnum opus, which is set to have a sequel called Glass by 2019, and I bet y'all are excited. Now I'm going to read the epilogue quote in Shyamalan's voice. Now that we know who you are, I know who I am. I'm not a mistake. It all makes sense. In a comic, you know how you can tell who the arch-villain's going to be? He's the exact opposite of the hero. And most times they're friends like you and me. I should have known way back when. You know why, David? Because of the kids. They called me Mr. Glass. And in 2002, M. Night Shyamalan wrote and directed Signs featuring Mel Gibson, which is quite eerie. What's the matter? There's a monster outside my room. Can I have a glass of water? What's wrong with the water next to your bed? It tastes old. Then in 2004, M. Night Shyamalan did The Village, which is about a village of people who live in colonial Philadelphia. Do you find me too much of a tomboy? I do long to do boy things, like that game the boys play at the stump. They put their backs to the woods and see how long they can wait before getting scared. That's so exciting. I understand you hold the record. It will never be broken, they say. It's just children's games. How is it you are brave when all the rest of us shake in our boots? I do not worry about what will happen, only what needs to be done. Then for his next film, Lady in the Water, he had Bryce Dallas Howard be the water nymph named Story. He actually had her in the Village as her big break before she got into Spider-Man 3 and Jurassic World. Now I'm going to read her quote about the story writer, Mr. Shyamalan himself, in his voice. A boy in the Midwest of this land will grow up in a home where your book will be on the shelf and spoken of often. He will grow up with these ideas in his head. He will grow into a great orator. He will speak and his words will be heard throughout his land and throughout the world. This boy will become leader of this country and begin a movement of great change. He will speak to you and your words in your book will be the seeds of the many of his great thoughts. They will be the seeds of change. True that. And 2 years later, not a lot of people really liked this one. It's called The Happening. It's a horror film featuring Mark Wahlberg and Zoe Deschanel about plants causing a neurotoxin that harms people in Philadelphia. And in this particular quote, there's this nursery owner who advises the people to get hot dogs. We're packing hot dogs for the road. You know, hot dogs get a bad rap. They got cool shape, they got protein. You like hot dogs, right? By the way, I think I know what's causing this. You do? It's the plants. They can release chemicals. You like hot dogs, don't you? Okay, babies. We are going to be going, but we will be back soon, okay? Oh, plants react to human stimulus. They've proved it in tests. And 2 years ago, Mr. Shyamalan did what I don't think is a mistake, but billions of people have. The Last Airbender. I can tell all of you are going, Christian, why are you praising this hater of Avatar: The Last Airbender? Anyway, I'll do the quote anyway. Do you think my son is this person the soldiers are calling the Blue Spirit? Yes. Do not harm my son. Leave him to his isolation. You have my word, sire. I will not harm him. And what of the Avatar? We assume he has rejoined with his supporters. It has been confirmed that he's traveling north. It is my strong belief that he is traveling to the Northern Water Tribe. I believe he has only knowledge of his birth element, air, and is trying to learn the discipline of water. Well, 3 years after that, he did After Earth. And 2 years later, he did The Visit. And 2 years later, he did Split. At the very end, has a bit of a crossover with one of my favorites. This is like that crazy guy in the wheelchair that they put away 15 years ago. And they gave him a funny name, too. What was it? Mr. Glass. Oh, and speaking of Glass, I'm so excited for this film. Mr. Shyamalan has made Unbreakable as a classic, and he's finally going to do it as a trilogy. I am so excited, and that film will be number 1 on my priority for 2019. Okay, bye. I will do more Shyamalan videos in preparation for his birthday. Bye.